Welcome to Out of the Blue, number 70. So, we're going to start today with a little quote from this book, and then we're going to introduce a couple people. So this is Dante's Purgatory, translated by John Ciardi. And I'm going to read this little translator's note. It begins, any theoretical remarks offered by a translator are bound to be an apology for his failures. Obviously, no sane translator can allow himself to dream of success. He asks only for the best possible failure. I'll repeat. He asks only for the best possible failure. So I am about to embark on something, and I ask only as well for the best possible failure. So we have some personalities here. We have John Ciardi and Dante's Purgatory. We have Monsignor Jose Escriva. His book, The Way. We have Harry Houdini. And we have the star of the show. This is a silhouette of Francis Ireland Marshall. So, in Out of the Blue number 69, which is the very last one, I attributed that one, dedicated that one to J. Marshall. J. Marshall's favorite number was 69, and so that's why he got issue number 69. And I've hinted also at where I am, and I'll tell you where I am. I'm in Chicago. J. Marshall was my grandfather, and Francis Ireland Marshall was his second wife, which is to say, my step-grandmother. So that's just a little background. More importantly, I want to get at what I was saying about essentially that magic works. Magic can fool you. Magic can fool me. Jay and I, there's Jay now. Jay and I were comped front row seats to Copperfield's show in Chicago, or really Rosemont, a couple years ago. I guess it's more like 12 years ago now. And we were fooled. The magic works. And so what I'm getting at, also, Jay had a book, he wrote a book called TV Magic and You. And my project, which I am hoping for the best possible failure at, is called, where is it? There it is. Purgatory Magic and You. And what I mean by Purgatory Magic and You is that because of the way magic works, and I mean stage magic, illusion magic, sleight of hand magic, because of the way magic works, and because of the fact that we, due to our perspective, due to our limited perspective, can be fooled. Purgatory and things like that, a perceived afterlife, etc., etc., has an identifiable chance of being a reality, a perceived reality, to you. And purgatory generally is a Catholic idea. And so Frances, my step-grandmother, was Catholic. She was involved with the Transfiguration Church, which is down the street, Carmen Avenue, Chicago. And so Frances Ireland Marshall, is going to be our tour guide. And I want to reiterate that now this is Out of the Blue, which is a video zine of Neo-Swedenborgianism. And Neo-Swedenborgianism is rational. Okay, it is not a belief. So, to explain this a little bit more, a lot of this, in the past I've talked about the near-death experience. And if we look at the near-death experience rationally, okay? So, we all know, or many of us have heard about it, the person has a heart attack, and they see a ton of light, and grandma, and towards heaven and all that. But what do we see? Let's say the person has a heart attack and falls, and they're laying on the floor, and we call the paramedics, and the paramedics come and they resuscitate the guy. And he gets out and he wakes up and he says, "Man, I saw Jesus, or I saw Grandma, or I saw a tunnel of light," or etc., etc. Well, what can we rationally conclude? Because what did we see? We saw the guy laying on the floor, right? That's all we saw. He was dead on the floor. And so, even though he feels 100% certain that he traveled to another realm, if we're going to be rational about it, we have to say, well, it must have been in his own head. If we're going to be scientific, because to be scientific means to eschew the supernatural explanation. So it all happened in his head, or in his mind. Great. But we at the same time have to acknowledge, at least I acknowledge, that I have a head, and I have a mind. And as I've said, I suspect you have a head, and you have a mind too. And so, we're going to let Frances Ireland Marshall take us on a tour of Purgatory. And this building where I am was the home of Magic Inc., which was Frances and Jay built this business. And even though the magic shop itself has moved, the magic is still here. But it's magic of a larger sort now. In a way, it's real magic. Welcome to Out of the Blue.